And I see you still have a number 4. Right here.
Yes.
That was
Number 3.
John talking. He's been sitting here having a
He's
listen to all
sitting
this.
quietly.
Yeah. Colonel John Boyce. And yes, this will be a much shorter item, I believe.
I guess so.
Well, good evening. Like I said, my name is John Boyce. I'm the acting supervisor, acting sergeant for the traffic division for Carlsbad. So for the PD activity for February, we'll go over the CARS 4 location. For those of you who are not aware of what CARS 4, the acronym is Crime Analysis Response System. So how we can generate a CARS project, it's analysis based. So we can get complaints from citizens, or an officer can actually pull up data to see if there's any crime occurring or traffic collisions, so on and so forth, in a particular area, and then put together a project to deal with that situation. So for this month, CARS 4 location is the area surrounding Alicante and Lapis. So the complaint we received from several citizens was regarding cars using Alicante as a throughway from Poinsettia to Auger Road. So we used traffic, motors, patrol officers, our senior volunteers. They can't do enforcement, but they are visibility to, people see that vehicle, so hopefully they'll slow down. So we've not only written citations, we've also written warnings, so on and so forth in that area. The next agenda, we have one serious injury traffic collision, which occurred on El Camino Real, south of Olga, and that occurred on February 14th. I was the investigating officer for that collision. It involved a pedestrian that was standing in the roadway of El Camino Real, like I said, just south of Olga. He was standing in the number 1 northbound fast lane of El Camino, smoking a cigarette, according to witnesses. It was raining that day, and the time of the collision was like 9 o'clock at night, so visibility was low. Unfortunately, he was hit by a driver after being told by several citizens to move out of the roadway. So we're currently investigating that collision now. The next one is our special enforcement detail, which is still occurring at Hope Elementary School. It's for pedestrian safety and pedestrian and vehicle safety. We responded, we had complaints of wrong-way drivers, and it mainly occurred during the hours when parents were dropping their children off at Hope Elementary. So what was happening was, if you can see this vehicle here on Tamarack, vehicles were crossing the double yellow because the line was backed up for the parents waiting to make the left turn into the school. So we got complaints that several traffic collisions nearly occurred because they're driving on the wrong side of the road. So as you see here, our sergeant is educating that person, so we like to educate first, then if it continues, issue citation, so on and so forth.
Social media?
Yep, and social media. So what we did was we used social media. We contacted the principal. We put it on our website, so that people can look and see that, hey, Carlsbad PD is going to be in this area conducting traffic enforcement. And one other item that's not on the agenda. My sergeant was involved in a serious injury traffic collision. He's the one that puts together the PowerPoint. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to put that on there because he was involved in the collision. It happened on February 25th, around 3 o'clock. He was on his motorcycle, was involved in a single vehicle collision. He's out of the hospital. He was released yesterday, and he's expected to recover, but he did sustain serious injuries from the collision.
And that was Sergeant Matlow.
Sergeant Matlow.
And it was at Tamarack, an issue that we have dealt with quite a bit.
Yeah, 1100 block of Tamarack. So that's why I'm standing here as the acting sergeant now. So
We definitely wish Matt speedy recovery. He came out today.
yes, he came out today. The recovery is probably going to take a while because he had sustained some serious injuries.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions, Commissioner questions for Sergeant?
At Hope Elementary, the people that are driving on the wrong side of the road, they're not the ones with the kids in the car, right?
That's correct. It's mainly residents or people that are cutting through.
And they, yeah, so, so the issue is really that there's not enough places for all these parents to get into the parking lot and get out of the road. So they essentially use the road as a parking lot.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. And so we punish the people that,
Well, that's why I said we educate first. It's
Yeah.
one of those, we want to educate first and, you know, because we understand, hey,
Yeah.
you're sitting there for a few minutes, because it's not occurring for like an hour or so. It's only like maybe 10 minutes until traffic is able to go through. Still, it only takes a few seconds for someone to be on the wrong side of the roadway and then a car coming over it.
okay.
And that's not the only school.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sure it's all of them. Yeah, I think it's all of them. My 10-year-old son is at La Costa Heights, and it's chaos there every morning and afternoon. Cars doing U-turns in the middle of the road because it's all clogged up, and parking is terrible, and kids and parents crossing where there's no crosswalks, and cars can't see them because there's so many parked cars. I'm sure it's the same everywhere.
So we do have in our plan something to review the schools, right?
Yeah, we enhanced Vision Zero and safe routes to school could be incorporated into traffic calming. I think it was traffic calming be prioritized near schools, so I'll look at that. Maybe what we could do is a safe routes to school and with a priority on non-CRTMP roads. But that's kind of the thing that I think we would take from this meeting. And it was well heard.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
No problem. Thanks for sitting through all that.
Yeah.
Wherever you're going, you're good.
Okay.
Christie will be back next month?
Yes.